Grinders and grindettes, welcome to the Black Abstract Show. I'm your host, the Black Abstract. Thank you. Make sure you like, subscribe, hit the bell. We got to talk about Kendrick Lamar. Listen, we got Christmas early, and we got an early Thanksgiving feast or dessert, which is this album. Kendrick Lamar has dropped an album called GNX, 12 album tracks of straight pressure. I see what he was going for in his album. He was going for bangers. He wasn't going for reflective or introspective or conscious. He was just trying to put this in the GNX and just go fast. That was his thought process. Or this is an album you could play at nighttime while it's nice and lit up outside on what's that spot in LA that everybody go to? Anybody from LA, hit me up. The little strip where they got all the cars and stuff. But this is one of those, you know, you pull up to the swap meet and you playing this. He putting on for the city. You know, I see he got a bunch of young artists on here. Don't really have too many big features on here. SZA and Mustard are the only ones that come to mind. He collaborates with Sounwave, who is his normal guy. But he also brought back Mustard, who, as we know, produced They Not Like Us, which was the song of the summer. He got like a collaborative effort going on with this production. Let's talk about the tracks. Right off the rip, he talking greasy, man. Whacked out murals. And everybody is talking about this because of the Lil Wayne reference. And I'm wondering why nobody's catching the Snoop Dogg reference. Lil Wayne didn't catch a stray. Snoop Dogg did. And he said pretty much, I don't see why you posted that tailor-made song. It must be the edibles getting to your head. I'm gonna leave it at that. I'm gonna blame it at that. You were high, you weren't thinking correctly. That's why you posted Tailor-Made Freestyle, which we know is a Drake song aimed at Kendrick Lamar that used Tupac and Snoop Dogg's voice through AI, and Drake was rapping. Also, aside from that, he said Lil Wayne, I guess he let Lil Wayne down, even though, as we know, Wayne is one of his biggest influences. But he's saying, I guess he let him down. It's not contradictory, but it was made to be sarcastic, I guess. Seeing as though how we saw Lil Wayne has not congratulated Kendrick Lamar, because obviously he's on another side of this beef. So I think Kendrick Lamar fully understand that, and I guess maybe he's disappointed in Wayne as well. But he also mentions that Nas is the only one that congratulated him for actually getting the Super Bowl. Out of everybody that we named, Nas was the only person outside of, you know, obviously West Coast niggas to congratulate him. And that's sad, man. And Nas a real one for that, you know what I'm saying? You know, he don't care about no relations and all that. Like, it is what it is. We did finally get the whole track to Squabble Up. As we know, they played that at the beginning of Not Like Us, the video, and everybody was wondering what was this track? It was like, yo, what is this? So we get a full version of that, and that, listen, I ain't gonna lie. When I first heard the album, I went through it first. I was gonna go through the whole run through to see if I found that beat or if he had that song on there. Because if he didn't, I was going like, you know what, I'm gonna hold off on listening to this. But thankfully it was the second song, and I was like, yes. And like hearing the full version, Kenny got something to prove, man. Kenny, he got a chip on his shoulder. He's not rapping like normal Kendrick Lamar. He's rapping like 98 Jay-Z on Hard Knock Life. Like he got something to prove, man. You could tell a lot of shit I ain't gonna say bothering him, but he's been noticing a lot of shit and he addressing it. Like, yo, listen, it is what it is. I'm pretty much seeing that who fuck with me and who rock with me and who don't. And I'm glad I got to see it. This is what it took for me to see it. So now I can know how to move accordingly. And that's what he's saying. Luther is smooth. Oh, I love that track, man. Like the Flip the Luther sample, reminiscent of When I ride around my own place, would you still love me? It reminded me of that a little bit. We also get a feature from SZA, who is the biggest feature on this album. All the other features are kind of no-name artists. At least I don't know them. I don't know if they're from the West Coast. Put me on in the comments if they are artists that are, you know, already got some motion going. Let me know, because I don't know. But I think everybody that was on her executed. My favorite song off the rip, aside from Squabble Up, I like the Heart Part 6. I like how he took the SWV sample and flipped that. And I'm going to say TV Off. That beat switch, and then that beat switch, I love the first beat, but that second beat and the switch up and then Mustard come, I was screaming. But that's probably the one that got played the most, man, aside from Squabble Up and Luther. But I like the Heart Part 6. But I like every song on here. I like what he did. I like how he took different approaches. He got a low baritone on one. You know, he got some tracks are just West Coast, You could just feel the West Coast. I think in all, this is a West Coast album with a hint of maybe a little East Coast, a little mid. It's a West Coast album at its core, though. That's what I feel like. Oh, and then the flip of May and when he did May and just the Tupac joint. Oh my goodness, and killed it. I'm talking about killed it. I was not expecting that. He took May. Come on, man. Come on, man. Like that. I forgot. How did I forget about that one? That's one of my favorites too. He took May. Do y'all understand how raw that song is? I just called one of my mans. He didn't even know I was talking to, and I'm reconsidering our friendship. But May. Go listen to Tupac and Outlaw's Main. I don't want to say the N-word on here, but y'all know what I'm talking about. All in all, I thought this was a good album. I like Hey Now, Reincarnated. I like every song on here. I didn't, I like some more than others, but I didn't hear like a whack song or a song that I was like, oh, I want to listen to that again. If I play the album again, I probably will play it straight through. Yes, I do have my favorites that stood out a little bit more to me, but that's subject to change, as with any Kendrick album, because the last album, I didn't even like initially, and then I listened to it. I bought the vinyl and was listening to it, and I think it's a classic. The one with he holding his son and he got his kids on there. At all, I gotta rate this with mics. I'm gonna get this right now as it stands for today. I'm gonna get his 4 mics. Post your comments below. Let me know what you thought about Kendrick Lamar's new album. Do you think this is the official album? Some people are saying he's dropping another album, but I think this is the album. But we'll see what happens. Post your comments. Peace.